It's real. The love is real. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as I was saying before, we have Team dISSENT here on the left-hand side as the blue team. So, take it away.
Sorry, I was experimenting. Did you know if you press Z, it zooms out?
Is it
no,
Z?
it's just Z irregularly.
Oh,
and like the first thing I did was test to see if that actually worked, and it did. Thank you guys for the chat, for the feedback. You know, this is Kevin and I's first real cast since the So You Think You Can Cast, so any feedback is appreciated. But yes, we have on the left side Team dISSENT. We've got Oxygen on Tychus, Dunk Train on Stitches. We saw sick Dunk Train Stitches play earlier today. We have Furious D on Arthas, March on Falstad, and Jexia on Brightwing. Kev, who is on Team No Limits, and what are they playing?
We got Kong on Tassadar. We have Crazy Moving, who's going to be playing Vala going on up into that top lane. And we have Vanity Prime as Uther and a roaming SCSC as Barb and Ruby on Kerrigan. Now, it's a very strong roaming team, Kerrigan, with the Ravage, Pole, and I forget the other name, Leap, basically. Leading up into a very nice setup for Barb to get the chain in, but Dunk Train playing a little bit of cheeky here. Now this is actually a really common thing. Oh, he missed. Oh, that's so unfortunate. But one thing that Dunk Train can do there. Oh, they're going to go for the body block. No, they do not get it. Dunk Train does get out at the very last second. Very cheeky maneuvers here because Dunk Train, if he did get that hook, would have locked somebody in from Team No Limit.
Dunk Train might die.
Now, oh, he might die. Stitches.
I do not know why he went back in after that. I was a bit greedy on his part. He was already pretty low. Yes, Stitches is tanky and has a great heal, but you gotta know your limits early game. Unfortunately, Dunk is going to give up an early kill. You know, early kills, it's like we've started to notice that one early kill isn't the end of the world. You don't get that much experience from a level 1 kill, so it doesn't, you know, put you in like a well. Now we have an uphill battle. They're still fine. Oh, who just died?
And another kill down at bot lane as Vanity Prime, Ruby, and SC pretty much just stun-locked Brightwing Jexia into pretty much death.
Rotation versus March top lane. They're both so low. March gonna back out last second. Really go for the kill. Oh, these guys are
no,
dancing.
But Oxygen looks like he's gonna be caught out in the middle of mid lane as well.
Ooh.
Wow. This roaming ganking squad, now this is something we saw a little bit more frequently in the earlier games that we saw the Korean teams play. I believe it was actually against Team dISSENT as well. I believe Kaldor casted those matches. You can find those on Reddit, I believe. And this is a lot more similar to their type of style, which is pretty much crazy random ganking squads moving around. Furious D is going to go try and take, looks like a Howling Blast on Crazy Moving, but Crazy Moving is just a little bit too crazy in his moving, so it's not going to actually happen. And yeah, so we're now sitting at 3 kills for Team No Limit, and they did also just grab their Siege Giants. They have a really nice set of map control here.
Now the cool thing about the comp that they're dISSENT's running is we've seen it a lot today. We saw it a lot from Snowflake. As Bala is killed top lane by that Arthas false set combo. The Brightwing plus false set combo is the globals are huge. At any moment, a 3v3 can turn into a 5v3. And they both have that double drive. So we're going to see Knights get taken a lot by these two. Just false set flies in, Brightwing Blinkstone, get the Knights immediately with that double drive. And here we go, the first tribute. What will happen?
I don't know. I mean, Team dISSENT did have a really nice advantage going into this, but Furious D looks like he's going to be caught by 5 members of Team No Limits. Now SC is in the middle of Team dISSENT. Is he going to be able to get out of here alive? Yes, a shield does go down. Keeps SC alive, and it looks like it is now a 5v3 here. Team dISSENT is pretty much trying to bide a little bit of time here, but I don't think it looks like Jexia is going to be coming up at all. Now, she can just teleport in using her trait, but is she going to do it is the question here. Ruby going in, Vanity Prime taking a lot of damage. SC is really hurt as well, but Dunk Train just barely surviving using that hand trait on E. Is Team dISSENT going to actually be able to turn this around? No, but the tribute's already gone anyway, so they don't have anything to fight for.
You know, it's something that I've noticed after playing with dISSENT a little bit as well, as seeing a lot of the games, is they are very... They will only call up Brightwing if it's like, we need you 100% or we're losing everybody. They are very focused on keeping Brightwing in the lane either at top or bottom and soaking that experience. Now, if we look at the kills, it is 4-2. Yeah. However, the team with the 2 kills, dISSENT, hit 7 faster because Jexia has been sitting bot lane soaking that experience.
Exactly, and I mean you can see that as very clear as day at the XP contribution. It's 3,000 right now here for Brightwing, and now they're they are paired at level 7.
Combo we talked about earlier.
Yeah. And that's great. I mean, they just walked in, kind of picked up Knights immediately, and now they have a very nice free pushing lane now in mid. While the Tribute is spawning, it's going to be a very nice pressure point for Team dISSENT to pretty much pivot around and force either Team No Limits to lose this Tribute or lose mid lane. It looks like No Limit right now is trying to use their own Knights and actually to do the counter push as well. Furious D is going to be taking a lot of damage, but it looks like barely going to be able to get out of here. March playing a very nice game of using a body block in order to block SC from getting in there. Dunk Train now finally getting into this fight. Ruby does grab the Tribute at the very back, and it looks like Team dISSENT is yet again going to have to disengage as they lose another Tribute, but it's okay because it's only the third Tribute that matters here.
Yeah, the third Tribute is a curse. You can give up to 2. Normally, if you've been doing a good job of soaking your experience, you know, training as well as possible, you can hit 10 before the other team for that first Tribute. So it doesn't matter if they have 2, as long as you're on your game for the next few and snowball that level 10 into an early game. We do see that dISSENT is level 9 right now. They desperately want to hit 10. Falset is getting ganked on bomb. SC and Vanity Prime not able to secure that kill. Ruby just a second too late. Potentially goes on that, but Falset does not see him march. Oh, nope, Ruby showed himself. Never mind.
Oh, and there's Furious D coming in here. Is he going to be able to get... No, okay. All right, so just to make sure. Also, I'm at 6:15 right now, as I said that.
We are in the exact same spot. Good work.
Oh, nice. Another really cool thing that I think that Team dISSENT kind of lucked out a bit is having this Brightwing and Falstad in this map, because pretty much whenever there's a team objective, they can just stay in lane as long as possible, and they're definitely going to hit level 10 very, very quick, if not in the next very immediate future. Oh, actually, Team No Limit hit 10 before them. That was interesting.
They are both 10 though. And Junction gets a hit on SC. He's going to pull him out of control. Furious D going in. He has not popped his heroic yet. Odin going away. By the way, SC is so low. Rudy getting dropped out immediately. Wow, March going to fall as well. And that stun. Kong coming up from above and doing so much damage in that Archon. Baby Prime does have a stroke, but he is completely out of mana. He might fall here to Dexia. Oxygen trained very well with SC. Crazy moving does use that strafe finally. Is there a stun to interrupt it? No, gets a full strafe off. So much damage done to Team dISSENT. Who is going to win this fight? That Uther is doing so much damage to Furious D, and it's just Dunk Train left. It looked like dISSENT was going to come out on top there, but wow. The patience from Crazy Moving to use that strafe, waiting till everything was down, nothing to interrupt them, did so much damage to Team dISSENT.
However, Falstad did respawn, is now going to be able to get in here and fly immediately. There is a beautiful hook stick and a finishing shot in all to take out the enemy Tassadar, who is being played by Kong. Beautiful play there from Team dISSENT, and that's exactly what I was talking about, is they really lucked out on this map. Having that Falstad, having that Brightwing, I don't know if it's luck out, but I mean, because pretty much any map, they're going to be really strong and confident in that type of map control. If they lose anybody, they can just immediately jump back in with that Brightwing, with that Falstad, and pretty much just clean up if they have to. Pretty much throwing bodies at it until they actually get the win. But hey, it's working out for them. They did secure that third Tribute that did spawn out here. However, it's not the third Tribute for their team, but it is going to deny Team No Limits the ability to get that curse.
So we've seen most of the heroics. Can you just go ahead and point out a few that we haven't seen just yet? I didn't get the chance to see which one Arthas took. Did he take Army?
Arthas did take Army, Brightwing did take Emerald Wind, and Tychus did go for Odin. Stitches did go for George, as we saw before. Uther went for Divine Shield to protect that Vala, which is very, very smart, because they need to make sure that Brightwing's not going to be able to polymorph that Vala while she's doing her strafe, as well as be able to protect Kerrigan when she's doing her Maelstrom. Or maybe even, you know, if the Tassadar or the Sonya, or, you know, he could really just Divine Shield anybody. And that's going to be a really hard decision for Brightwing to make, is who she's going to actually polymorph. Now we see that the third Tribute did go down here, and, the third Tribute did get collected here for Team No Limit, so they do now have a... And wow, this is beautiful. Team No Limit completely collapsing on Oxygen. It's able to get the Odin off. No, he doesn't even use it. He knows that he was pretty much going to be killed there, so that's going to be a little bit rough for them. Meanwhile, Team dISSENT is going to use this curse to, while they know that everybody's going to be at top, they're going to grab those Siege Giants before Team No Limits has the ability to do that. There are 5 people at top. Jexi is pushing into a fort, which is just ballsy, and I love it, at the bot lane.
So Kev, while there's really no engagement feeling, let's talk about Brightwing and that choice of Emerald Wind. Now, most of the time when you're a solo support Brightwing, you want to go for the blink kill. Why is Emerald Wind good in this situation, for the newer viewers who don't understand why?
Well, Emerald Wind's going to be really great because you have 2 really hard melee engagers on Team No Limit. Emerald Wind is going to allow you to disengage from from that Kerrigan, from that Barb that's going to be coming in and just pretty much just putting a hurt in, but they have to be in melee range. Emerald Wind pushes back enemy heroes while doing damage to them, so that's going to give them a lot of breathing room and actually able to pretty much secure that their team fight is going to go a little bit more in their favor and force those melee-centric heroes away. Oh, but Dunk Train and Furious D are going to walk straight onto a party bush from Team No Limit. Now, this is an incredibly old MOBA strategy that we've seen, but actually we haven't seen it too much in this game.
Oh my god, Kev, I used the zoom out, and it looked awesome. I'm so happy right now. It's the first time I've used it, and it looked good. I like what you called that. That was a party bush.
Yeah, that's a League of Legends thing that at least I know it's there. I don't know, I haven't heard it in Dota, but I don't really watch too much Dota. But it's a very common thing in at least League of Legends, and I love it. And it looks like, meanwhile, while this Grave Golem is going to be grabbed here from Team No Limit, it looks like March and Oxygen are going to push down this fort. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that Tychus is an incredibly strong pusher, especially when he's got... oh, he doesn't actually have auto attack. Okay, cool. So interesting. He went for a little bit different build than I was expecting, but a little bit more of the standard Tychus build. But it doesn't matter, because Tychus is just... that DPS coming out from Tychus, as soon as he's spun up, he's good to take out pretty much anything. And that fort will fall, so dISSENT is now doing okay. They're about 1 fort down, which is actually not too bad, and they're both on equal footing on levels as well. So this is actually something you really kind of just know. Is that even though it's 4 kills down, they're still equal levels because they just have that Falstad and the Brightwing, Jexi and March just kind of staying in lanes and soaking up as much XP as possible.
Now what the Team No Limit is doing right now is something we see a lot with SM. That's really solid play. They are rotating around the map in a way that you force the other team to go the way you were just going. You know, they make them go defend the Grave Golem while they all push bottom and take this fort. They know they can get this fort no problem because they had to respond to the Grave Golem. It's something that we see the top teams doing, and it's cool to see that the Koreans, you know, they weren't around at the start. You know, they are a fairly new team, and it's cool to see how fast they're adapting to the meta. I like that. They're gonna take this fort easy peasy, no problem.
Yeah, and what's a really interesting thing here is that I think another tribute should be spawning very shortly. Now, they took out that fort so that those siege giants aren't going to be delayed yet. There's that. I don't know if that was actually timed specifically, but this is going to work out really well for them. Because the siege giants are now going to be pushing bot lane. They don't have to go through a fort. They can go straight on into the keep and start doing damage to that keep. Meanwhile, Team dISSENT has to engage on this curse because they want that second... I can't see how many tributes they have already. But each tribute's pretty important at this point.
Absolutely. Map control is definitely something that dISSENT needs, and winning a curse would be huge for them. Both teams are in position. Here comes Ruby from the guy going straight for Oxygen. Gets a stun on him, but he's up there by himself. Nice pick up by Dunk Train. However, Furious D is caught all in the back by himself. He's healing as hard as he can. Will it be enough, though? He's running for his life. He is barely going to live. Looks like Ruby is going to fall. Nice ult there from March. And Furious D, he's solo. He does end up falling to that Vala. Is currently 1 for 1.
Yeah, it's a 4v4 right now. Now, Vala's a little bit chunked right now. Dunk Train trying to go in, doing a very nice body block for that Odin. Here comes the Strafe, and it's doing so much damage. March just barely going to be able to get out of there. And Jexi is going to be caught between a sandwich of Crazy Moving and SC. Kong has been cleaning up so much damage, and Oxygen is going to have to disengage. There's the first aid pop, which is a level 7 talent, as well as the Stone Shield. Going to keep him alive for a very long time.
Tychus, so good.
Yeah, Tychus is really good, but 3 down for 1. This is going to be really brutal for them, as well as that Siege Giants are still pushing in that lane. It looks like Oxygen is going to come back around, try and take out Crazy Moving, just delay that tribute as much as possible. March being incredibly greedy there with that positioning. Is going to go straight in on Crazy Moving, but unfortunately not going to be able to get that kill.
There's something I want to go... Oh, we might have another engagement here, but there's something over that last fight I want to point out. It's the way Crazy Moving is so patient with his strafe. He waits until Jexia uses his polymorph, until there's no stun or interrupt for it, and then he uses it. He's so patient, and there goes Ruby falling down the 4 people, unfortunately just being a little bit greedy, trying to go for a free kill, and getting taken down. But Crazy Moving, man, he just waits and waits and waits for that perfect moment where he knows he can get a full strafe off, and then he does it, and it does so much damage for his team.
And that is one of the really important things that kind of has been taught in this game so far. At least that's been a big lesson for me. Is waiting for all those crowd controls to go down before you actually start doing an ability that requires a channel, like ETC's Mosh Pit, like Witch Doctor's ult, which is Ravenous Spirit, which, you know, another thing that if it can be interrupted by crowd control, you don't want to have too many crowd control options up for your enemy team to really use on you, which is going to deny you the ability to use your heroic to the full ability. Now, one thing I do want to note is that Team No Limit is doing really well at this point. They are now up 5-3 in fourth, and they're 18-18, oh, 18 to just barely 18 for Team dISSENT. There's another tribute coming up, and it looks like it's going to be on their side of the map, so they're in a really strong, favorable position
now,
at this point.
dISSENT does have 2 tributes saved, whereas Team Elements doesn't, so a real breaking point would be if they got that. Now, DungTrain's got to be so patient right now. Map vision is very important, and he does not know that the gank squad is waiting for him. However, that could potentially be a bad spot for Team Elements as well.
Oxygen's in a really tough spot, but does use the leap to get out of there. But here comes the leap coming in here from SD. Oxygen now going to pop into the Tychus. Odin, is he going to be able to survive? He does use first aid and everything else, and he's really the key damage here coming out here from Team dISSENT. If he goes down, this is not going to go so well for them. Crazy Moving doing a lot of damage. Kong finally now out of his Archon. Crazy Moving barely getting away with the Divine Shield. And is this going to be a cleanup for Team dISSENT, or is this going to be a cleanup for Team No Limit? There is just no limit to where this battle is going to be going right now. Furious D barely missing a Howling Blast on Crazy Moving. Is he going to be able to... Oh, is he going to be able to get away? Here's the thing. Arthas always walks away as well, but Ruby is right behind him. Can the Lich King survive the onslaught from the Queen of the Swarm?
It's going to be close. Ruby doesn't have enough mana for that pull, and there we go. Furious D is going to fall, and... you know, another thing I'm noticing is that Vala just keeps getting the free straights off. So, you know, you have to, for high priority heroics like that, you know, you've got Witch Doctor ult, something I'm very well familiar with. You have Vala's Strafe. What are a few others that are high? Like, you have Lily and her heroic, 1,000 Jugs, or whatever it's called. All of these heroics you can interrupt with a stun. I'm sure there's a few more I'm forgetting. You have to prioritize those, because, I mean, go ahead and open up the damage real quick and just see what Crazy Moving might actually die here.
Oh, Oxygen coming in here using another one of those stone shields. There goes a really nice shotgun all, but unfortunately it was not enough. I didn't see if he used an overdrive for that. I don't think he did. Actually, he might have. But here comes Oxygen now going in on Ruby. Is Ruby going to be able to get away from this? Who actually knows? March does use Barrel to get away, trying to give himself a little bit of movement. Jexia does use Emerald Wind, but it actually forces Vanity Prime and SC into March, and that was actually going to be a little bit of a death sentence there for March. Now DungTrain being the body that he needs to be between his team, but Oxygen is the only one left here from Team dISSENT as Furious D's furiously trying to get into the battle, but unfortunately not going to be there in time. The tribute is still up, but it looks like Team No Limit is fine with taking Knights out before they're going to go over there. They are very hurt. They don't want to put themselves in a position to get taken out by an Arthas. So Ruby now going to grab that tribute.
22 kills to 12, and the levels are still fairly close. Level 20 for Team No Limits, though. That's the game.
And that's huge. That's huge. That means that Divine Shield now lasts 1 second longer and heals for 40% of target's max health here for Uther. So he does pick up the actual, enhanced Divine Shield.
Also, the Resurgence on Barbarian is also huge.
Yeah, Resurgence is massive on Barbarian. She can pretty much leap, dive, and die, and then come back in before the end of the fight is over. And then, of course, Twilight Archon as well as Vengeance coming out of here for the Strafe upgrade on Vala, which means that those two heroes are going to be doing so much more damage.
Absolutely. Now, can you go ahead and check for me? How much damage is Vala doing? Because fight after fight, we're seeing Vala get these full straights off, and I just want to show the viewers how impactful that can be, why you have to prioritize taking that.
45,000 hero damage coming out here from Vala. Compared to the second place, which is going to be 39,000 out of Tychus, which is 6,000 more damage, which is how many? That's like 1 Stitches or a couple of other, you know, less beefy heroes here. So that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage to have to mitigate for Team dISSENT. Now, No Limits is already waiting on the tribute. They're kind of positioning themselves all over, kind of scouting out and being a little bit.
Tychus is top.
Yeah, they're actually going to be a little bit separated here as well, though, because Crazy Moving was grabbing the tribute, but Furious D wasn't. Furious D and the rest of Team dISSENT didn't really want to engage there. DungTrain has a Gorge out on Kong, but that's not going to be able to turn into much. A Twilight Archon is used. Is he going to be able to turn around here and use that Twilight Archon to actually do damage and just survive? Yes, it looks like March is going to be immediately eliminated here. Dunk Train is now going to get focused down. Jexia and everybody else as the Maelstrom, Twilight Archon, and Strafe mix is just way too much AoE damage for Team dISSENT to deal with, and there's going to be a keep. Meanwhile, Oxygen is pretty much just waiting at the core. He does not want to go anywhere near that crowd control beast of a team. And here comes the Pole and Ravage, and it's not going to be actually catching Oxygen. Is Oxygen going to be able to hold this off?
Even with Odin, I don't know if that's possible. I mean, this comp is already falling very quickly. Odin does a lot of damage, but SC is so tanky. Maybe he's still starting on the heals, and the shield is just too much. It looks like this is going to be GG. Team No Limits going to be taking the Showmatch with a 2-0 lead. Unfortunately, dISSENT not able to just bring it together.